We back with another one, and this one comes out of Florida again. Man, I'm telling you, it's some weird shit that's always coming out of Florida. I would not want to live in Florida. And this place in particular is really turned to hell up. Okaloosa back in the news. Okaloosa, Florida. Let's get into the story. Just unspeakable, Florida deputies bust down innocent black woman's door twice and forced her outside her home in the nude in front of multiple officers and her children. This happened twice now. All right. By Carlos Miller, Atlantic Black Star. The same Florida Sheriff's Department that has come under fire for shooting and killing a senior black airman with the U.S. Air Force last month has been sued for twice breaking into the home of a black woman and forcing her outside naked, where they handcuffed her, leaving her standing in front of her home in full view for her children to see. LaTanya Griffin was not listed on the warrant served by Okaloosa County Sheriff's deputies when they used a battering ram to break into her home before dawn on two occasions in 2019 and 2020, rousing her out of her sleep and ordering her at gunpoint to walk out of her home in the nude, according to the federal lawsuit filed by Griffith last month. Sued the shit out of those bastards. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office is also the same law enforcement agencies whose deputies fired multiple times at a patrol car containing an unarmed, handcuffed black man in November 2023 after being spooked by an acorn falling from the tree and striking the patrol car. That deputy, Jesse Hernandez, has resigned. I'll probably put the link in the description to the video I did on that. Did I do a video on that one? I might. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I'll put the link in the description. Griffith's lawsuit is the latest black eye for the law enforcement agency in Florida Panhandle that oversees a population of 212,000 people. The family of Airman Roger Fortson, who was killed last month in a questionable incident, questionable. I guess it would be questionable for some people, but it ain't no question for us, will likely also file a lawsuit after retaining attorney Benjamin Crump. The deputy in that case, Eddie Duran, has been fired. He needed to be fired. He needs more than that. He needs to be in jail. In Griffith's case, deputies were searching for a man named Tony Streeter, who was wanted on charges of drug trafficking, firearm offenses, and arson, according to Northwest Florida Daily News. Streeter has since been convicted, and that's neither here nor there. It is not clear from the lawsuit or the press release issued by the Department of Justice what Streeter's connection was to Griffith's residence. Okay, but that shouldn't matter. She's not listed. She's not listed on the warrant, so they had no business putting her in handcuffs. You can order her out of the house, but not naked. You order her out of the house so they can search the house for him. But you can't force this woman in handcuffs and then make her stand outside nude. That's against people's civil rights. And that's why they're getting sued. Let me continue. It's not clear from the lawsuit or the press release issued by the Department of Justice what Streeter's connection was to Griffith's residence, but the only charges he ever faced from the two raids were two misdemeanors stemming from the second incident: possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. Get the boy, they too strong. Ain't no way in hell that shit stand up in court. No way in hell that bullshit stand up in court. They are looking for a person, not marijuana or her. No way that shit stand up in court. Online court records show the only other brushes with the law Griffith has had in the past have been over traffic violations and eviction, but those were mostly civil matters. Griffith's lawsuit names Okaloosa County Sheriff Eric Aiden and a non-retired deputy named Grady Carpenter, who oversaw both raids. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office told McClatchy News that Aiden was not sheriff during those two incidents and therefore unable to comment. However, Kevin R. Anderson, the attorney representing Griffith, told McClatchy News he is being sued in his official capacity and not in his individual capacity. That's the problem. Get rid of that qualified immunity and let their ass fry. To know an individual is unclothed or totally naked, not once but twice, and then you just kind of bring them out of their dwelling into a public area for people to have access to their appearance is just unspeakable, Anderson told McClatchy News. The lawsuit states the first incident took place on August 29, 2019, and the second incident took place on May 28, 2020. Deputies used battering rams in both incidents, rousing her from her sleep and ordering her outside naked, where she was forced to stand in front of multiple officers, including local, state, and federal officers, for a substantial amount of time, in front of her 14-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter. The seizing Okaloosa Sheriff's deputies eventually placed a tank top T-shirt over the plaintiff's head, providing partial covering but not concealment of her genitalia, the lawsuit states. Boy, this place is turned the hell up, isn't it? It's like they got something, like some kind of gang initiation or something. The way they operating down there. I mean, this story sounds familiar to Breonna Taylor. You know, no knock warrant in the middle of the night, startling someone in their sleep. It's like they were trying to escalate this situation and possibly harm someone by reacting to them busting in at late at night. Then they dragging this woman out naked twice. Just the inhumane, the treatment of this woman, not once but twice. They know they shouldn't be doing that, but they doing it anyway. Suing the city. This is the problem. By suing the city, the money comes from the taxpayers. Man, you get rid of that qualified immunity, it'll stop all this bullshit these officers out here doing. They'll think twice before they do something like that if they stand to be sued personally. You read in the article where it says they suing him in his official capacity, not in his individual capacity. That shit needs to change, and we'll stop all of this bullshit out here that they doing. They get a kick out of it, and it reminds me of the way they treated black women in slavery, dragging her out of our house in the middle of the night, handcuffing her. You got no business handcuffing this woman. She wasn't the person on the warrant. We know why they do it, though. The DOJ needs to come take a look at that place and possibly do away with the entire force, and start over, because they are just turned the, excuse me, I almost cursed, but they are turned the hell up. And this department probably, this department needs to be dismantled and done away with. It's like some straight Nazi shit they doing down there. All of these incidents happening within what, a few years? Well, this story was 2019, 2020, and we just not hearing about it. They kept that one undercover for a while. I guess somebody went and found the story after the airman and the acorn incident. The acorn incident was really ridiculous also. That officer tried to kill that brother for an acorn hitting his car. And then he's carried out on the ground, flipping and flopping like he's been hit. He said he'd been hit. And I don't understand why it's no charges put on that officer for endangering that man in the back of that squad car. He definitely need charges, not just being fired. He need charges because he told those officers he was hit. He was crawling on the ground, flopping like he had been hit. His partner unloaded on the car also. That man lucky to be alive. And somebody just came in my comments, some immigrant, I guess, because he came in my comments talking about we over the seas watch watch Black American. What? Hold on. What did he actually say? He said that Black Americans need to obey the police. We overseas watch in disbelief. And I'm like, what? That's why we calling these people out, man. We do not want people coming over here that look like us, and you take the other side on things. We don't need no more of that. We want riders over here. We don't want somebody that's gonna side with the enemy or side with the white supremacists. Should I put it that way? Yeah, do away with their qualified immunity. Make it so you can go after them. You sue them for everything they own, and that'll stop all this bullshit out here they doing. Man, this place definitely needs to be looked at. Okaloosa something else, y'all. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know what you think in the comments. And we'll probably hear another story coming out of Okaloosa if they don't do something about this place. See you on the next one.